Okay, welcome to our show Conversations. Let me first start off by saying thank you so much. I mean, I can't thank all my new subscribers enough, okay, for clicking on that subscribe button. I thank you so much for your support. I thank you for listening. I thank you for understanding. I thank you for taking your time out, okay, to mess with a chick like me, okay? Because I know that, the way my channel is set up is probably, not the norm. It's a little bit different and things like that, which I did explain in some other videos, why I get down the way I get down. So hopefully I don't have to repeat that. So I want to first, again, start off by saying thank you so much, my new subscribers. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel, by all means, subscribe to the channel. But if you don't want to, I understand that too. So, we're going to be talking about narcissists, okay? And we're going to be talking about narcissism and spiritual abuse, okay? So let me go ahead and put my disclaimer in so we can have a good understanding, you know what I'm saying? On my channel, okay, I like to approach things on an energetic level, okay? And I also like to approach it on a spiritual level. And the reason why I decided to, deal with these subjects on an energetical level, because to me, that's like the first basis of it all. You know what I mean? First, it starts off on the energy and the vibration and on the spirit. And then eventually it increases. And then that's when it gets to the physical level. So when I talk about things on this channel, I like to talk about it on the deeper level, which is more so spirituality, because eventually it will get to the physical level, and a lot of people, I believe, they suffer greatly. Okay. They suffer greatly in many different ways because they're not able to, catch it in time. They're not able to recognize it in time. They're not able to see it for what it is at first. You know what I mean? Because it's subtle. It's sweet. It's like, it's not all out there yet. You know what I mean? So, eventually you're coached, okay? You go through a process of being broken down to the point where you're physically finding yourself sick, okay? You're financially losing out, okay? Credit all fucked up, money gone, bank account low, always in debt, bills everywhere you go. So it starts off on that level. But, again, a lot of people don't recognize it until it's too late. And sometimes it's too late because, it's now on the physical level where you're affected. You're affected in so many ways. It's affecting you, at home. It's affecting you at work. It's affecting you with your friendships, your relationships. It's affecting you in life. It's affecting you at the store. It's affecting you at the gym. I mean, it's affecting you to the point where it's fucking you up. Oh, yeah. And let me also do another disclaimer, too. I kind of do curse on this channel. So if you catch me cursing, please forgive me. That's just the way I get down. It might come out every so often. I'll try to avoid it, though, just for good etiquette, okay? So, yeah. Let me start off by saying, okay, everybody knows. Everybody knows. If you're a human being, you should know that no one on this planet Earth, okay, is perfect. Absolutely no one. I've never met a perfect person, okay? But on the low, let me tell you, a narcissist, they think that they are that perfect person, okay? But we're going to get into that, okay? But you see, a lot of times narcissists, they're looking for perfection, okay? But what they don't realize is that nobody's perfect, not even them, okay? So if you're looking for perfection, yeah, you might as well sign up for a robotic dating website and sift through all the perfection. Which, if you want to get to that level, that's when you're going to be dealing with nothing but plastic, emptiness, people who are self-loathing, self-gratifying, people who think that they're basically the shiznick, okay? And they have placed themselves in the shiznick section, okay? And you ain't in that section, okay? So if you're looking to find perfection, yeah, you best to go to that section, okay? But the truth is, I believe, okay, all of us, and this is why I talk about the dark side, all of us come on this earth plane with pre-packaged karma, you know, that we may have to overcome in this lifetime. And, you know, we may have to learn some lessons. Maybe we have to go through things because of things that we've done in the past. So here we are again. And basically, we have a chance. We have a chance to overcome and try to resolve or, you know, try to eliminate a lot of this karma that all of us come here with. Okay? The reason why you're where you're at, the reason why you do what you do and everything else in between of that could very well be from karma. Okay? So we all know that. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, this is a whole nother level of shit. A whole nother level of study. A whole nother level of abuse that I believe starts off on a spiritual level. Okay? Where they slowly break you down. Okay? And they do sneaky shit that no one sees. They do shit to you to the point where it piles up in little small increments. And it piles up like, you know, a pile of ants that will eventually, you know, once it all gathers up, you know, that shit will eventually break you down. And then you will find yourself flipping out or even becoming extremely depressed to the point you don't have the physical strength anymore to fight. Okay? And then, you know, eventually you may find that you lack interest. Okay? In like your original visions, your original plans. Maybe you had some dreams that you was trying to pursue. You know, you will find that there's something inside of you that has been broken. Okay? And, you know, everything is done subtly. Okay? Everything is done subtly, but I'll get into that. The goal is to break you down right along with them. Okay? So, I'm not sure, but you should know by now that all narcissists are toxic. Period. Okay? They're spiritual bullies who blame people, okay, all the time for things that happen to them. It's always outward blame. It's never inward blame. Okay? And when you're dealing with people who, you know, they never really see the shit that they're doing, and you bring it up to them, okay? Even when it's an emergency, you look, we got to take care of this. You may notice that they'll flip on you, okay? At any moment's notice. And you will never really see the true selves of them, okay? And I'll go into that because it's a soft conditioning process. So, you know, when you're dealing with the narcissist, they have a lot of admirers, okay? They do. And the reason for this is because people, they fall deeply in love with them. Or sometimes they get caught up. And the reason why they get caught up, okay, because they get caught up in that perfectionist stuff that I was telling you guys about earlier. Okay? They get caught up in perfection, the performance. They get caught up in this person who's so nice to the point you're wondering, how did I come across a person like this? And, you're going through this and you're like, you've never felt anything like this before. And you're like, you know what? This is so strong. This is so deep. You're afraid almost to distance yourself from this person. Okay? Because over time, they have conditioned you to the degree you're like a walking dog, basically, with an invisible leash around your neck. Like a damn puppet, a follower to a spiritual abuser. Okay? And to me, when I'm talking about it on the spiritual level, to me, narcissists, they're like spiritual trainers, okay? Who will train you over time to feel safe and secure around them. They will manipulate you, okay, to give up everything, okay? They will coach you on what you need to do. And eventually, you will find out that your dignity will start to fall. And eventually you'll fall into a spiritual trap. And once you get into that trap, they will start working on your insecurities. Okay? I've been doing some research for these past few weeks. Okay? And one thing I've noticed is that a lot of narcissists, they're excellent performers, okay? They know how to draw the crowd into them, okay? They know how to put on a show for folk. And they know how to lure people in like honeys, like bees to honey, okay? And they'll get a lot of people, okay? A lot of people. Raising them up on that pedestal. But one thing I've noticed during the research is that eventually a narcissist will become a social burden to their followers. Because narcissists, it's all about them. We already know this. We should know this by now. It's all about them. So when you're dealing with somebody and it's all about them, they expect people to be their cheerleader at all times. Okay? At all times. Even when other people need encouragement, they expect you to be their cheerleader. Even through their fuck up. You know what I mean? They're like, you got to be my cheerleader. Okay? But I could tell you one thing. If your narc has a following or an audience, that audience will be conditioned over time to accept their indifferences, accept their mistakes. Okay? And then, you will notice, okay, that you will hear them always say, me, I, us, we. Always, this bracketation about them. Okay? And then, if you know about narcs, again, off the grip. Okay? They are the shiznick. Okay? So if they have an audience, okay, through research, and it's been pretty much 99% every time, that they will eventually expect and even demand, their followers, their audience, for a handout. They will expect their GoFundMe to be overfilled with little rewards to what they give their audience, little rewards to what they give their so-called cheerleaders, because they feel that they deserve. They feel what they deserve that they're giving you, even if you didn't ask for it. Okay? Even though you can go and get it for free if you just took some time out and you just sift through some information. They feel that what they give you holds value. And, after a while, like I said, the conditioning process, they have to push you, they got to pull you in. And then, once you get in, They will condition you to make you believe that the information that they hold is of value. So eventually, you're going to have to pay in some way. Okay? So, yeah. If you don't pay, they will eventually reassign you. Okay? And everyone around you. And basically everyone around them will be victimized. Victimized in some way. Okay? They will have to compromise. They will have to pay. And that's just the way it is. And you know what? God forbid, if your boss or your so-called leader is a narc, I had so many of those damn bosses in my life. That's why I don't work for nobody. I do my own thing, because dealing with a narc who's a boss, if you're not careful, you will be attacked at the job, okay? And you will be on the receiving end for some horrible allegations. You will be getting reprimanded, written up every time you turn around. You will be getting picked on. Literally. And almost afraid to come to work if you're dealing with a narcissist who's a boss. And you know, when you find yourself dealing with this shit on a spiritual level, because like I said, it's never physical. All this shit that I'm talking about, there's no physical touching. Everything is psychological. Everything is spiritual. And if you're not careful, you can become physically sick when you're dealing with a narcissist. And that's just the truth. I would say, if you want to know if you're going through like spiritual warfare or anything of that sort, one of the signs that you will notice is that, you know, you have like these weird feelings of anxiousness, restlessness, insecurity. Always the feeling of being worried, always in a worried state, you know. A fatigue feeling that is a real experience to you, but other people don't really understand why. An experience that is like a feeling inside that is so hard to explain, so express to others, until it's damn near too late. And that's what I call spiritual warfare. When you're the only one walking in your shoes in pain, and nobody else around you understands why, and you can't explain, that's what I call spiritual warfare when you're dealing with a narcissist. Okay. This subject is the most disgusting subject I have researched. It's horrible. It's painful. It's disgusting. It's destroying people of all ages, all backgrounds, anything. It's destroying people. And I believe it's destroying people because it's an evil energy. It's a spiteful energy that is forcing people basically to deal with shit that is uncalled for. So I wanted to reach out to you guys and do this show because I know that a lot of people, you know what I mean, are in situations right now where they're being devalued. Okay, they're being put down. They're being put in situations where they're fighting this spiritual war. And it's so painful and so hurtful that it's causing them stress, depression, hurt, pain. Situations where, you know, it's an inconvenience. It's a fucking inconvenience. And they want to know where all of this shit is coming from. But, yeah, give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah. One thing you will notice about a narcissist is that they want, okay, to be the center of attention at all times, okay? Because they really, really feel like that they're the shit, okay? And they have an enormous, sense of entitlement. So you will notice, going back to, what I was saying about them being in a social arena and, it's all about me, me, me. When you're dealing with that kind of energy, you have to know that these people, they require an excessive amount of admiration. So one thing you may find a narcissist saying, not all of them, but one thing you may find them saying is that, I love myself. Or you may catch them even looking in the mirror while they're talking to you, admiring themselves, like another person would admire their lover. You have to understand, when you're dealing with this kind of energy, man, they're the narcissist needs, wants, and desires always come first. This is why so many of them are bosses, bossing people around at the job, putting people through hell, making them sick, making them worried, making them feel fucked up in the morning when they have to wake up and go to a job and deal with a narcissist who's pretty much bullying the shit out of them on the low. Nobody else could see it. And they're going through spiritual warfare. You know what? Another thing. If you have children or a child with a narc, the truth is the children even have to take a back seat. They have to fall back. And the sad part about this whole process is that at first you don't even recognize it. You don't even see it. And eventually you're finding yourself compromising. Everybody's compromising around this narc. Okay? Compromising on some shit that is foul as fuck. And you're like, this is just wrong. This is just wrong. But, physically, it's just, you can't, it's nobody sees it. It's spiritually, you feel it though. And it's damaging to the point where, some apologies need to be made. Some apologies need to be made, but they're not going to make it because they want you to feel like you're bugging out. And the reason for that is because, truthfully, narcissists, they just have a difficulty in understanding people. They can't really relate to people. Okay? These are the type of people who judge people quickly. Okay? And put them in certain assignments, in certain positions, and tell them, look, you fucking fall back. I'm front. I'm the shit. So they coach you. They train you. They put you through this process. And the reason for me doing this today is because, I have a relative around me who's dealing with this, and it's tearing them apart. And it's like, it's hard for them to explain where all of this is coming from. And it's like, through study, I see it. I understand it now. And it's like, you try to explain it to these people, but it's like, it's hard for them to understand because nobody can really fathom and believe that, somebody could have such a nasty ego like this, where they literally feel like, like the narcissist literally feels like they're walking, they're like Jesus in the flesh or some God. You know what I'm saying? And then you will find out, after a while, they're always talking about themselves. Even at the oddest times. And you're wondering, you know what I'm saying? If it's you that's imagining that, the value that they're setting on themselves is high, or maybe your shit is just too low. So they will start to condition you to believe that, no one, only a few people are equal or above them. You may even hear them say this shit. Even when they don't really have anything to offer, they're believing this. And they're believing this because they really and truly believe everyone else around them is not on their level. Okay? And they believe that other people need to sacrifice themselves for them because there's something special. They really and truly feel like they're walking around with no flaws. But they damn sure will magnify yours. And the reason for this is because they feel that most people are lower than them. Okay, so it's a guarantee, that, it's a guarantee, okay, that when you're dealing with a narc, they see people as having less value than them. And the reason for this is because they don't see, it's just like they have a difficulty seeing that, you know what I mean? Everybody is equal, yo. And, your ego is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? This is like I said, I can't stand no fucking narcissist. And the reason why I can't stand them is because they always have these fucking rules, okay, that they expect you to abide by. And to me, they come off like the spiritual police who believe that, they can do every and anything, but you better not do it. And this is why I talk about, the cheating on my channel. Because when you're dealing with narcissists and cheating, they really and truly believe that they can fuck as many people as they want, but you better not do it. They expect you, okay, to be loyal all the time. And they expect you to forgive and forget them all the time. No matter how many times they've cheated, they expect you to forgive and forget and move on. So if they cheated on you on an hour ago, they oh, okay, that was an hour ago. Let's get over it. It's a new hour. Oh, yesterday. Okay, yeah, it's a new day. That was yesterday. That's what they expect. These people fucking condition you. They will strategically and spiritually, over time, if you're not careful, they will break your self-esteem down. And you know how they do that? They do that shit by criticizing you and expecting you to accept the shit. And you may even find, I noticed that a lot of narcissists, they will talk about you like a dog, okay, behind your back to others. But you best to not criticize or talk about them, okay? Because remember, they're gods and you're nothing, okay? They want you to keep everything on the low so they can continue to victimize people. And the reason for that It's because, going back to what I was saying about the stupid ass boss who's a fucking bully at the job, or that idiot ass leader, or some kind of Jesus that's walking around on this planet, okay, believes that they are God. And the reason for this is because their public image, their position in life is the stage that they stand on every day. Every day. And they go around conditioning people, spiritually abusing people, just so they can continue to get along in the public. But if you challenge them, they will come after you with a rage. So don't you fucking challenge them. Okay? And through all of this stuff that I'm explaining, because I know I've explained a lot, and I'm sorry, but this shit is deep. People think that it's just on the surface level. No, it's never on by the time you get to the surface level of the shit, you have suffered greatly in silence. And if you don't get a grip, it will eventually lead to depression, financial loss. And trust me, when you're dealing with this level, this fucking dense energy, this toxic energy, you're going to lose. That's why they say you can't beat them. You can never, ever, ever beat somebody in this. But yes, you can. You can through knowledge and understanding. Yes, you can. Look, most narcissists, they expect to win. And they just know for a fact that you're going to lose. And the reason for that is because, again, they see everybody lower than them. Nobody's equal. They don't accept people. Most narcissists I know, they expect you to be interested in everything that they do. Everything that they talk about, they want you to be interested in. They want things done their way, no matter who has to suffer around them. They don't give a fuck about how other people feel. They won't even take the time out, nor do they have enough time in their busy schedule to remedy, to find a resolve for folk who's feeling fucked up. And the reason why they just don't have the time, because remember, they're guys, they're Jesus in the flesh. Okay, if you want to know who Jesus is, get your narc. He's Jesus. And through this process, all this shit that I just explained, all of it, if you're not careful, this shit will destroy your ass. You will be on your belly, crawling through life, while that narc finds the biggest high heel shoes they can find in their closet and step right over you while you're down. They will kick you. They will step over you and won't give two fucking shits about you while you're down. These people will walk over you like garbage on the ground. And they will expect you to be grateful for everything they have done for you. Even when it has affected you to the point where you're on the ground. You're hurt. You're in pain. You're going through depression. You're fucked up in the game. All because of their effects that they're doing to you on the spiritual level. So this is why I'm talking about narcissism and spirituality. people don't realize, when they're dealing with a narc and they're like, oh, my money is gone, or, I can't pay no bills. I'm struggling, paycheck. I'm not rising. I can't do my business. I can't do that. I can't do this. It's spiritual. Everything is on a spiritual level. It's like you are a spiritual credit card and they're just debiting the fuck out of you. And you don't know until it gets to the physical level and you're fucking depleted. And you don't know where all of this shit is coming from. All of this shit is coming from, they don't even have to physically touch you. It's all done on an energetic level. And this is what causes depression. And this is like, man, I'm so fucking happy that I've discovered this information. I'm so happy that I recognize it, that I understand it, and that I know it, and I know the signs. I know the spiritual signs about this shit. And sometimes it takes a person to, be fucked up in the game in order for you to dive deep and find out what is this all about. So I believe once you know the traits of a narc's personality, you can unconsciously heal yourself. Okay? And I apologize to anyone out there who has been hurt, who has been, you went through some type of pain, some type of feelings because of the dark side videos that I've put out on my channel. Trust me, the dark side videos that I put out on my channel, it was not for anybody personally. Okay, I don't know all these signs of people. I did it for myself, and I did it to help others so they can have a well-rounded idea of the different types of energies that they have to deal with. And, it's so messed up because, unfortunately, the truth of the matter is some people have to stick it out. They have to stick it out with these narcs. Children, relatives, elderly people, young people, teenagers, young women, old women. They don't have a choice. Okay? You name it. It's all kinds of people affected every day fighting through the spirit. And they lose physical strength because they don't know how to deal with this energy that they're forced to deal with. That is unexplainable. That is slowly tearing them down. So, if you're a person who knows a person who's affected by narcissist spiritual abuse, try to be a spiritual supporter to that person. Because from the research that I've researched with this kind of energy, it's deep. And it's nothing but a destroyer. It's made to destroy you. It's made to destroy your peace and the harmony that you want to have in your life. It's enough that we have to deal with all this other shit, all these bills and, the job and food and all this shit, the shit that you got to deal with. It's enough to deal with that. But when you're dealing with this kind of energy, this is an add-on to the bullshit. And then you're slowly being tore down. I have talked to so many people this week who is being tore down. And they're trying to find a resolve. They're trying to figure out how to heal from this kind of abuse. It's not physical. It's really never physical. It eventually does get physical though when you're dealing with a narcissist, but it's more so spiritual. And everybody who is dealing with this, I believe, needs a spiritual healing from this spiritual abuse. It's like, it's like a, you know, like how if you have a physical wound, you can nurse it and then you can see it, you know, in the process of healing. When you're dealing with this kind of energy, man, this spiritual abuse, you can't see the wounds, okay? You can't see the process of healing. And, you know, if you can't see it, you can't recognize it, you don't know it's there, it's kind of like hard to recover from it. So this is why I do what I do on this channel, guys. Okay? I do what I do because I want people to recognize and become stronger and improve their lives with pride and dignity through what may have been destroyed over time. So, I'm sorry, I know it was all over the place, and that's just basically what it is. It's an ongoing freaking study with this damn subject. This is why there's so many channels out there that are dedicated. They have hundreds of videos, and it's all about narcissism. Ooh, all about it. Can't talk about nothing else, because that's how deep this shit is. When the truth is, it's spiritual. And a lot of people, you know, they want to take, a lot of people, they want to, do it on the physical. Everything is physical. They want to touch it. They want to feel it on the physical, but not knowing that first is spiritual and then it gets physical. You got to work from the inside and out. And this is what the narc does, okay? They work from the inside and out, and then this is how they destroy people and slowly tear them down. So the reason why, guys, like I said, I do what I do on this channel. I'm sorry if I'm mixing and mingling it with a little bit of videos. You know I love my music. And like I said, I love all flavors of music, so I put a little bit of that just to keep the channel rocking and rolling, moving and grooving. Just when I can't post, because I'm not going to post if I'm not, on a mood. So, yeah. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it because I got to get ready to rock and roll. I got something to do, okay? But I just wanted to put this video on to share this spiritual abuse. And, eventually people could heal. Heal, guys. Heal. So, thank you, all my new subscribers. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry if I was talking fast, guys. I'm sorry. But, hopefully when I come back, I want to be doing some other videos. I definitely want to cover those moon signs. I want to cover moon signs, Venus, Mars, and, what else? Saturn. Yes, definitely Saturn. And I think I'm going to be really focusing on Saturn because I believe that a lot of this Saturnian energy is related to narcissism. Okay. So thank you for listening, guys. Thank you.